Looks like we're live here. Talk some baseball tonight. I've been homesick all day. Haven't been sick in a long time, but somehow finally got sick. So we'll answer some questions for everybody. Talk about some of the new signings and trades that are going on in Major League Baseball. Thankfully, Major League Baseball is back. What's up, Stocky? So we'll let everyone get in here. Hello, G. What's going on, Ray? What's up, Grant? Hi, Dean. Hi, Tom. What's up, Jet? Adrian, what's going on? Little Nugget. Piglet, what's up? Lawn care made easy. Mazman, what's going on? What's up, Ollie? Try to say hello to everyone real quick. Taylor. Home Run Brothers, huh? Zach Stacy, what's going on? Rich, what's up? Rich, sometimes people do. Sometimes people get punched in the face if they do that. Hey, thank you, Brian. What's up, Walker? Hi, John. What's up, Will? Hi, Dan. Hey, Dean. Tommy, what's up from Puerto Rico? Hi, Jason. So I've got a bunch of these today. A lot of cough drops. I missed baseball today for the first time in like forever because I am currently sick. So hoping I feel better soon. But last night, I should say today, last night I thought something was kind of starting, and then today was bad. I don't know if you guys can tell by my voice, but it's getting worse as the day goes on. I'm all congested, and my throat hurts, and all kinds of stuff. So I am excited for the season to start. Very excited. Freeman to the Dodgers. He made that team. He made that lineup ridiculous. Yeah, all of our drills are to keep your barrel through the zone. I think that's a huge part of it. So, I got a bunch of drills on YouTube. We've got a hitting course that has a ton of drills, but I don't know if if you want to grab that. But everything we do really is to create a barrel that's in the zone from the inside and then through the zone for a long time. Yeah, that's why I got my cough drops right here. I've been taking medicine all day too, so my throat hurts a little bit right now, but not too bad. On Trevor Story, what happened to Trevor Story? I have been following. Did he sign anywhere? I didn't think he signed anywhere yet. Our facility still isn't. It's finished, but we're still waiting for occupancy. So, you got a scrimmage. We've got tryouts on Saturday. I might say some crazy stuff. I don't feel great today. Thank you, disgruntled YouTuber. Actually, I'm gonna try something, guys. So we have you can see my shirt right here, Bishop Fenwick High School. So as many of you know, and actually Gennaro Carrillo is in this chat. He'll be attending school. His brother is attending school. So I'm coaching high school this year, first time as a head coach. So we're trying to, we've got a fundraiser going on. I'm trying to reach my goal. I'm almost there. I've personally raised $2,000 through this. I'm gonna try this real quick. I'm gonna see if I can I write something in my own chat? How do I do this, guys? Am I able to write something? Wow. Hi, Takumi. How do I write something in my own chat? How to hit an outside pitch? You got to stay over the plate. So, you got to stay in good posture. A lot of times, what I see with outside pitches is players, either they go butt out, and they just extend, or they're so used to kind of coming off the ball and coming out of posture they can't stay through the outside pitch. Their barrel cuts across. Dodgers are definitely the team to beat this year. Could everyone give this video a like? That'd be awesome if you could. I'm still trying to figure out how I can put my own. I wish I could put my own thing in the chat. I'm gonna call Laura down here to do that for me. I don't really have a favorite team. I did see that Dahlbeck went deep today. It's kind of upsetting. So the Red Sox were on MLB Network today. And I was like, well, I wanted to watch it, but it gets blacked out. But I have YouTube TV, and they took my NESN away. So I can't even watch the Red Sox. It's like ridiculous. That's what I'll have to do, get another device. Should the swing change with 2 strikes? So I wouldn't say that the swing should technically change, but your approach should change. So I'll give you a real quick, we have a bunch of videos on 2 strikes if you want to go check them out. But to give you something really quick, 2-strike approach, think about hitting the fastball to the opposite field gap. And that should allow you to stay on some off speeds. You'll probably end up pulling the off speed. You'll hit the fastball the opposite way. It gives you a chance to hit multiple pitches. So that's like the simplest advice I can give you. But we've got videos that go really in depth on that. Scott, I saw that. You're always commenting on my videos, calling me E4. Yeah, my thoughts on the shift. I'm still, I don't know. Maybe it's because I haven't watched as much big league baseball over the last few years because I'm so busy coaching it. But and I don't see the shift a lot at the levels that I coach at. But it's a bad joke. My thought is play the defenders wherever you want. But a lot of people I've talked to have said, like, they are sick of seeing like so many defenders on one side, and especially when they get the second baseman playing like in right field, and there's like literally nowhere to hit the ball over there. Thanks, John. Is Laura watching this? Laura, if you're watching this, put a comment in here. The Seattle Mariners, so the Mariners are, I think it'll be interesting if Carlos Correa doesn't sign back with Houston. That obviously hurts them a little bit. So, Houston's still a really solid team. But I could see Seattle being, Seattle being good again. Brady is back. What do I enjoy about coaching the most? Well, I think first I just really love baseball, but I like, baseball is a really hard sport, as most of you know. So I like helping players get better, improve, and do well. There's no better feeling as a player than like literally getting a hit, hitting the ball hard, like just doing something well. And as a coach, you get to see that, like you get excited, for that every time a player does it. When you're playing, it's like when you do well, you're like, you feel great. As a coach, it's like every time one of your players does well, it feels good. So, hey, Evan, thank you so much for Super Chat. At any point in your career, how many times have you been called up to pinch hit, resulting in Grand Slam for the win? Never. So, I mean, I've never hit a Grand Slam for the win. I've hit Grand Slams, but never really for a win. So, I've very rarely pinch hit in my life. I pinched hit maybe a few times in the big leagues, and I mean, I was usually a starter other than my time in the big league. I mean, I was a starter in the big leagues a little bit, but oh, so I was gonna say this, and I was gonna put in the chat if you guys would. So I have my personal goal is to raise $2,000 for our program. We're trying to raise $10,000 as a team. I was gonna put the link in the chat, but I can't do that. So when I finally get finished with this video, I'm gonna put in the description box if you guys want to go over and throw a few bucks our way, help support our program, get me the $2,000 mark. That would be super appreciative. Thank you so much, Evan, for the super chat. You're always the best on here. Or maybe I'll just take, hey, CSU grad, what's going on? Or maybe I'll just take all the super chat money and I'll just donate that all to our program. We're trying to so we're doing a lot of things for the program. Oh, I have a super chat real quick. Chet, thank you so much. Thoughts on Joe Kelly of the White Sox? Yeah, Joe Kelly, I mean, he's got filthy stuff. I mean, the White Sox were my pick last year to be kind of the team out of the AL. And I think they're going to be pretty damn good again, so. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I wouldn't want to face Joe Kelly. I know that much. Tatis or Mookie? Yeah, so I think Tatis might be the most talented player. He's top 5 talented player in the league probably, but it's got to get frustrating. You know, he's got the shoulder issue now, the wrist issue now, and so what do they say? The best ability is availability, so hopefully he can be available a little bit more. It sounds like he's out for a while. Super chat. Nah, so I've been watching the NCAA tournament. To be honest, I was talking last night to a couple of our coaches and to my dad at practice. I haven't turned my television on really to watch anything. This has been the busiest month of my life. Been working basically 24/7. Today's the first day I haven't worked, and I don't know how many days. I mean, I say I didn't work. I still worked. I did tons of emails and posted social media stuff, but. It's the first day I haven't gone into baseball to a practice or a lesson or, a clinic or something in a long time. Yeah, Conforto, it's a nice player. Opinion of best decade of an MLB history per player talent. I'm not really sure. I mean, I think players get more and more talented every year. I mean, players now are incredibly talented. I'm not taking away anything from players in the past, but I just think, like at any sport, the players in general are ridiculously talented. So our high school season starts up on Monday. I don't know where Correa and Story are going to sign. I've got to kind of go through and see exactly who needs a shortstop right now. Has Harper lived up to the hype? I mean, yeah, the guy was ridiculous last year. I mean, I think it's a little unfair. It's weird. Bryce Harper's been amazing. And he's had some years that weren't as good as others, but he's been amazing. But people still call him overrated and stuff. I don't know. The guy rakes. Hi, Jeffrey. Yeah, see, a lot of people say that, like, oh, there was less teams back then. Like, the players of today have so many more. There's so much more that they're able to do as far as improving their skills that the players now are just ridiculous. I mean, every pitcher's throwing 95 to 100 miles an hour. It's crazy. So, again, it's not to take anything away from players back in the day, but they weren't training 365 days a year like they are now with the type of equipment and facilities and knowledge and all that stuff. So, how can you get a faster 60 time? Get stronger, more explosive, work on your running form, and run. Those would be my things that come to mind quick. Again, like, I know someone just said that there were better hitters in the 50s and 60s. I mean, there were different types of hitters, less. This could be a long conversation, but I'm not going to say that they were better hitters back then. It was also a different game. Yeah, it's hard to compare eras because the game calls for different things. Like hitters today have different approaches than hitters before because the game has changed a lot in a bunch of different ways. New ballparks, um, you know, you look way back in the day when guys, everybody was just basically. You go back to like the early 1900s. It was like hit everything on the ground, like put the ball in play because no one can field anything. Everything's an error. Hit the ball, and then we have a totally different game now where it's like if you hit the ball on the ground in today's game, you're out most of the time. And it's hard to hit the ball in general because pitchers are so good. So now it's like hit the ball for more power, hit the ball in the air more. I played at Wake Forest. Yeah, MLB players rehabbed on my minor league teams all the time. So the best part about it is they buy the team food after games, which is awesome. How the Patriots going to do this year? Well, I'll say everyone around the league seems to be making big signings, and Patriots haven't done anything yet. So I think the Patriots will be fine as always, but um, I'm pretty optimistic typically with them. But there's a lot of work to be done. The defense was slow and kind of old, and they haven't really done a whole lot to fix it. So D3 to D1 and why D3 would be better. Yeah, it's all about what's best for you fit wise, and there's a lot of things that are different. Um, and there's some D3 teams that can probably beat some D1 teams. Not a lot, but if you're talking about the top D1 teams, like again, that might be a great fit for one guy, but maybe not for another. So I try to tell the players to try to not get so caught up in the number after the D, but it's easier said than done. I personally don't mind the shift. I mean the universal DH, because I don't like having to watch most 99% of the pitchers. I don't like watching them hit because they can't hit. So I'd rather watch like a Dodgers game, and instead of having to watch whoever, Walker Bueller hit. I'd rather be able to watch AJ Pollock hit, or maybe they decide to give Freddie Freeman a day off from first and they say, Freddie DH. Like, I'd rather watch Freddie Freeman hit than Walker Bueller. And I understand people say, it takes a strategy out of the game, which it does a little bit, but I mean, I still don't want to watch a pitcher just stand there or bunt and then run, a mile and a half or, 2 miles an hour down the line. Yeah, Matt Chapman over the Blue Jays. Pitchers don't have the cardio. Sorry, guys. The questions are coming up quick. It's hard for me to read them all. Yeah, I'll watch Ohtani hit. I don't have a March Madness pick. I haven't watched a single college basketball game this year. There's no left-handed third baseman because you can't. The game was made for right-handed infielders, except for first baseman. You just can't. You can't. Throws on the run. Every ball you field, you have to turn your whole body to throw to first. It's just not meant to be. You can't have lefties at third or second or short. Actually, in high school, Brad, thank you so much for a super chat. I'm going to get to it in 1 second. Actually, in high school, a couple years ago, we were playing a team that had a lefty pitcher, and they ended up taking him out of the game, putting him over at third. I'd never seen that in high school, and we were like, lefty at third. We just started bunting to him, and at a high level, in the high school that I was coaching at, it was my old high school. It's a high level of high school baseball. You just can't. He couldn't make any plays. It's just too hard. The game moves too fast, and you bunt on the guy. Righty can just pick it up and just throw it. Lefty, pick it up. He's got to turn his entire body to throw to first. Takes too long. Brad, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Matt, what advice do you have for coaches and balancing family, life, work, and coaching? Thanks for the advice. Yeah, it's a good question, Brad. I mean, I guess it depends on the level you're coaching, but for me, coaching is my work, kind of my life. Luckily, I don't have a whole lot of other hobbies, but there's certain times of the year, this is a time of the year where I have to make. I probably need to do a better job of not working so much, making myself available to my family more often. So it's hard to balance all those things at certain times of the year. Especially right now, everybody, my phone rings from 6 a.m. till midnight with people asking about, advice or, lessons or, it's like a 24/7 because this is just the time of year. So usually my slower times of year are in the fall. So I have more family time then, less family time now. But I don't know if I have any good advice for you. I always say, people say, when you're home, be home. When you're at baseball, be at baseball. And, but my baseball follows me everywhere. Oh, cool, Kyle. Congrats. Yeah, I guess you'd call us a club team. That's, travel team, club team. Yeah, that's an interesting question. Should you play JV and not play your position, or play freshman and play your position? Playing your position is an interesting thing as a young player because everybody thinks they know what position, the position they want to play. But there's a lot of players that, we've had players, for instance, we have players when they're young, they all want to play infield, right? They all play shortstop. They come play for us and they all play shortstop. on their little league teams and stuff. And no one, we can't have everyone do that, so we move players around. And there's some players who are like, I don't want to play outfield, it's not my position, or I don't want to play third, it's not my position. Well, unfortunately, we only have one shortstop, so we can't play everyone there. And then before you know it, they become great outfielders or great third baseman or great first baseman. And so it wasn't their position at one point, but then it became their position, and they actually became, that ended up being better than the position they thought they were originally. So it's an interesting question, but I really didn't help you answer that. I'd also have to see you play. A lot of kids tell me like, "Oh, I'm a shortstop," and I can watch them in 5 seconds and be like, "No, you're not. You're not going to be a shortstop." Um, so I'd have to watch you. Yeah, and I guess the moral story, the more positions you can play, the better. I think about my career. I'll tell you real quick. Catcher, got it, Zach. I'll tell you my career real quick. I'll tell you a quick story. I was a shortstop my whole life in Little League, all the way up through Little League. And then I went and played on a travel team, and they put me at second base because the shortstop was better than me. He was bigger than me. And then the next year they got another shortstop that was better. They put me at third base, and then when I went to high school, I made my debut my freshman year in left field and then in right field. I never played there before, but I got in the lineup because I could do it. And then, my sophomore year, I started the first game in left field, and then they finally put me at shortstop, and then I played there for the rest of my high school career. And then I went to college as a shortstop and never played a single game at college. Played second base, played third base, got the pro ball, played every position. So I was always a shortstop, and then I ended up playing basically every position on the field before my career was done. So yeah, I think the biggest thing with confidence is just, if you don't feel good about your throws, you've just got to keep working at it. I always felt confident when I felt like I put in enough work in practice where I could do it successfully in practice enough that, it felt like in the game, it was like I was on autopilot basically. Um, so, I felt not confident when I would go into a game and I didn't feel prepared. Do I still have a relationship with MLB? I mean, technically, no. I don't know if I ever had a relationship with MLB, but did it ever cross your mind in college that it became a job? Playing college baseball? Yeah, playing college baseball is tough. It's like, um, baseball is really, really fun, obviously. Baseball is like my favorite thing to do. Uh, but there's some days, like with anything, that some days you're just like, man, in college, you have baseball almost every day. And there's some days where you're tired, you're sore, you're hurt, you got schoolwork, you got whatever. You're dealing with something personally, and you're like, I could use a day off today, but if you got baseball, you're going. So in some ways, it does feel a little bit like a job, but I really, really like baseball. So 99% of the days doesn't feel like a job. Could everyone hit the like button? Let's see if we can get 100 likes. We should be able to get 100 likes in here. And I get another plug to our high school season coming up. If you'd like to donate to our program, help me reach my $2,000 goal, go down in the description box. I'm going to put it right after this video. Once we're done going live, you can click there. Or once you guys once we get off of here, if you guys don't mind going down there, even if you throw $1 our way, trying to get to that $2,000 mark. So I was going to tell you earlier, we're trying to make this sweet. So we're trying to do some. We're doing a lot of things. I should have brought my hat. I have my hat in the car. We just got our hats for our players. Got them some practice shirts, and we're trying to make some improvements to the field. Put a really cool windscreen with our logo on it, which will be sweet. They have not had that at the field in the past, so it should look pretty cool. Try to make some improvements there as well. So any donations would be greatly appreciated. Hitters from 56 would not stand a chance today. Well, yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, and then, that's like saying like football players, right, from the 20s or whatever wouldn't stand a chance. Of course not, because they weren't able, there's 350-pound linemen now. So that's what I mean when I say you can't just take one player and just like plop them into today's game and be like, go get them. The guys today what they're doing training wise is so different. Hey Laura, are you watching us? I'm gonna yell, guys. Everyone, close your ears or close your ears. Sorry, I'm a little tired. Hey Laura. See if Laura comes down here. Yeah, college kids don't usually watch very many high school games typically, because they're playing during the high school season. Usually it's in the summer. With my many rehabs in the minors, I rehabbed everything in the minors. So what do you mean by cost? What cost me the most? Like, what cost me the most? Like playing time? The Rangers, I would not. I mean, anyone has a chance to win in baseball, but I wouldn't be picking the Rangers. I can hear Laura walking around. Hey, Laura! Yeah, anyone that's, yeah, Laura L is not my wife. That's a different Laura. My Laura comes up as Laura Antonelli, I think. I coach a 50-70 team. What is it that you don't like about the 50-70 game? I actually like the 50-70 game because I feel like the the big diamond for 13-year-olds just feels so big. Thoughts on Freddie sign with LA? Great pickup by them. I mean, he's been one of the most consistent hitters for the last his whole career. His whole career. Cal State Fullerton, great baseball historically. Is catcher the quickest route to MLB? I would say pitcher is probably the quickest route, not catcher. I mean, there's only 32 catchers, or 32 catchers, and a little bit off there. There's only 30 catchers. Thinking football right now. But yeah, I would say pitcher is the quickest way. What is the wood bat my son's hitting with in cage? I'm not sure. Someone gave that to him, and it's a Louisville Slugger, I think, but I don't even know what kind it is. I don't know what Correa and Story will sign. I haven't looked into enough of who's got the money. Like, I don't even know if the Astros, if they're able to afford him. Hey, CSU grad, thank you so much for the super chat. tips for tryouts. So I got a couple videos on tips for tryouts, and a lot of kids have been asking me, like, honestly, I am the coach at Fenwick, yeah. Honestly, when it comes to tryouts, I think the biggest problem with tryouts is kids get so nervous and so worked up about tryouts, right? And it's like you have a certain ability, a certain skill set, and it's like don't try to play above that and just kind of play your game. I've seen good players get in a tryout situation, they get so worked up and nervous that they look horrible. So it's like just don't try to impress anyone. Just when they hit your ground ball, just field it and throw it to first like you've done a million times before. And if it's not good enough for the coach, then it's not good enough, but you can't try to do more. Bishop Fenwick, yes. Catholic school. Not the Eagles, no, we're the Crusaders. I'm growing my beard just because I've been too lazy to shave it and I haven't felt that well. Hey, Laura! Laura, you coming down here? Sounds like she's stomping like right above my head. Hey, Laura! I can hear her. She's right there. Laura! What is she doing? Can you guys hear her? Yeah. Come here for a minute. Yeah, I think Trevor Bauer will be back, I think. Why are you down here? I'm live on YouTube. You want to come say hello? Hello. Oh, that wasn't very good. Laura's been sick too. Laura's the one that got me sick. Everyone else in my family's been sick, and I've been telling them all, I've escaped it, and
you jinxed yourself.
I jinxed myself because I didn't escape it.
You started it.
Yeah, my daughter started it. Would you mind bringing me I have a phone, another phone on my desk. Would you mind bringing it to me?
That's why you called me down here. You needed something.
Well, you can come hang out too, but would you mind grabbing that? Because a few people want to help support Bishop Fenwick Baseball, but I need another phone to put put the link in there.
What link?
To support the channel, or to support our program. So I need my other phone, if you don't mind. And then you come down and sit with us. Would you guys like Laura to sit down here and hang out? EJ, do you have two phones? I have more than two phones. I have lots of phones. I don't actually use two phones like to call people with, but I have lots of. I don't know why I have lots of phones. I'm supposed to turn them in when I get new phones, and I just never turn them in. So I got phones all over the place. But I did at one point have two phones. When I worked at Holy Cross as a coach, I had my personal phone and I had my school phone. So I was always carrying two phones around with me. So I knew like if one phone rang, it was for a recruit, and if another phone rang, it was for personal reasons. Yeah, I have the, what do I have? The iPhone 13 Pro Max or Ultra. I don't know. I don't know what they're called anymore. I don't know. When I get the iPhones, I get the newest, biggest with most storage iPhone you can get because I film all my videos on my phone. So, does Laura know a lot about baseball? Let's quiz her. We'll see. Can everyone give the video a thumbs up?
This is dead.
Or a like? Oh, it's dead?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not going to be very helpful. Any way you could bring me a charger?
No.
Did you try to turn it on?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not dead.
Oh.
Look at this, guys. You have to turn that down though, because you're on a delay.
Okay.
Let's test Laura's how smart Laura is. They want to know if you know baseball, Laura.
Oh my God, you do this to me every time.
Who's Freddie Freeman? Any idea?
He's a pitcher.
Nope, not a pitcher. Good guess though.
He's a first baseman.
Whoa,
He just signed for 6 years today.
Yeah, see, Laura,
Oh, the Pirates.
you think the Pirates decided
No.
someone to 6 years? No, not the Pirates.
He's 32.
He's 30. Yeah, see, Laura saw that. She did see that. She goes, "Whoa, a 6-year deal for a soon-to-be 32-year-old? That's a big deal."
See, I knew that.
The reason she's thinking Pirates is because we watched Ben Sherrington give a talk today, and he's with the Pirates. And I once had an interview with Ben Sherrington. So Laura, we were talking about that. But Freddie Freeman just signed with the Dodgers. He was a Braves first baseman last year.
Okay.
You were kind of on to that. I never met Barry Bonds, nope. Who's the next player we can ask Laura about? How much height goes into it? Yeah, I'll say this. It probably shouldn't, but I've been told by college coaches like, oh, he's short. So that does, some colleges do consider height. Kyle Saul. Jock Peterson, she's not gonna know that one. Do you know who Jock Peterson played for last year, Laura? Played for a couple teams.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh, okay.
I don't know players. I know like the rules of baseball.
Oh, Laura knows the rules of
No,
baseball.
but you know what I mean.
No, I don't. I have no clue what you mean.
I haven't watched baseball since you retired.
Since I was fired.
The same
She
thing.
she didn't watch baseball when I was playing.
Yes, I did.
All right, guys, I'm going to try this right now. You know what the infield fly rule is, Laura?
Yes.
You do? What's the infield fly rule?
You have to tag up and run.
You have to tag up and run. The infield fly rule. You have to tag up and run. Well, she's not going to be my assistant coach this year. Coach, what's that infield fly rule? You got to tag up and run. You're close. Tried the corner and missed. Oh, boy.
Well, what is it?
You're lucky she what's up with your crap.
He's very lucky.
I'm lucky. I mean, she's lucky. As a coach, how much faith do you put in Sabermetrics? Well, I mean, I put Sabermetrics as a coach. I'll say this. I look at from an offensive perspective. We could talk about this for a while, but this is the way I keep stats. I don't care about batting average. That might sound weird, but when I watch players hit, I write down 3 things. I write down how hard the ball was hit, so 1, 2, or 3. So a 1 is like a poorly hit ball. A 2 is just an average hit ball. A 3 is a hard hit ball. And then I put L, C, or R, so where it went, left, center, or right. And then I put a letter, whether it was a G for a ground ball, an L for a line drive, an F for a fly ball, or a P for a pop-up. So you can look at it afterwards and see 1 LP, and that means he hit a weak pop-up to the left side. And then so that way, instead of looking at it, right, because he could hit a weak pop-up to the left side, which is not good, but he could also bloop it in for a hit. So if you just look at, oh, he hit a single after the game, you're like, oh, you have no idea what happened. But, a 1 LP, even though he got a single, tells the coach more than his batting average would. So that's just a quick example. I'm gonna try this real quick. I've got my other phone. It's making lots of noises. Hold on, I'm gonna turn off. What's my favorite age to coach? So I coach 11-year-olds and 17-year-olds. I mean, I coach everyone in our program, but I'm the head coach of the 11s and 17s. So, last year was my first year coaching the 11s. Honestly, after the first week, I was like, why did I do this? Laura looked at me like, why would you say that? I really don't care. I'd tell all our kids on our team. All the guys on my team last year, first week of the season, I said, why did I do this? But before it was over, I told the team afterwards, when the season ended, I said, this was the most fun I've had coaching the team in my life. So I love coaching 11-year-olds. I love coaching 17-year-olds too. So Road to 400 needs to return new new facility have hit tracks. I would like it to return, but I don't have enough time to like really work hard to try to do that. What are these baseballs behind me? These are, this is my first hit. So this one right here, if you guys can see, no, you can't. See, that's my first major league hit. It says first ML hit off of Greg Maddux. Matt Antonelli. He did it on 9/1/2008, long time ago. There it is, though. You guys can see what a real big league ball looks like. Look at how brown it is. Get some Mississippi mud right there. So that's one of the balls. And then my first home run ball, we disappeared. They lost it. And then these are all-star, not Major League All-Star. I was never a Major League All-Star. Those are minor league All-Stars. So I was I was a single A All-Star, double A All-Star, triple A All-Star, but I never got a ball for my single A or my double A All-Star. So
You were double A All-Star?
double A All-Star, yeah.
What was that game?
So I'll explain the story to Laura since she was
Why do I forget that?
because it was a half season. It's complicated. So I was a single A All-Star. I played in the All-Star game, and then I got called up to double A. And in double A, they name an All-Star team at the end of the season. I don't know what it's called, but I was named to that in double A. And then in triple A,
So it
wasn't a mid-season All-Star. It was like a total whatever. I went to double A and hit like 1 billion home runs in my first week there. But I only played in 2 technical All-Star games, my single A year, my triple A year. And then I was an 8-time big league All-Star in my dreams, but not in real life. All right, so I brought this phone down. What did I bring this phone down here for again? I brought this phone down to, I remember. Yeah, let's see if this will work, everybody. If you'd like to support our Bishop Fenwick team this year, I'm trying to get $2,000 raised for our team. I'm working hard on it. I'm gonna try to put it in the chat right now. Let's see if it's gonna let me put it in the chat. So if I go in here and let's see if this works right here.
Ask Laura how many ways you can get on base.
Let's see if that goes in the chat right there. So I think I just put a thing as myself, a comment as myself. Let's see if it comes up.
4 ways, right?
Hey, right there. All right, so you guys see that? Oh, I got a crown next to my thing.
Not on mine, you don't.
Oh, really? I have a crown on mine. Can you guys click on that?
Did you add it yourself?
Can you click on that real quick, Laura?
Hold on. Can you get on base 4 ways? Am I right?
How about you click on that and see if that works?
It brings me to your snap raise.
Let's see. Everyone click on that link. Tell me if it brings you to my snap raise.
Wait, but did I answer that?
Holy shnikey pants.
That picture's way too yellow.
Hey, there I am. That is my page. There's my goal, guys. There's my goal right there. Can you guys see that? I'm at 18. I don't know if you see. I'm at 1850. I'm trying to get the $2,000.
It says your goal's 1900.
No, what?
Yeah.
No, my goal's 2,000, not 1900.
It says Matt's $1,900 goal.
Well, who comes up with a 1900 goal?
I don't know. You set it up there, genius.
No, my goal's 2,000, not 1900. When I get the 2,000, then I'm gonna say my goal is 2,500. Laura's been a little rude to me, DC. I'm not allowed to have wine I'm on my medicine right now, so. Arm strength improvements.
You gotta dance your way through.
A lot of arm strength improvements have, there's a lot of ways to improve arm strength. Some of it is just the way your body moves. A lot of it's the way your body moves, right? So it's no different from hitting. Right? Your body's got to basically work in the right sequence. So you're able to get the energy essentially from the ground to the ball, right? To your arm to the ball. So that's a huge part of it. But how you go about doing that, there's a million different ways, to do it. And then there's becoming a better athlete, a more explosive athlete, a better mover. Like all those things will help as well. Yeah, I agree with you, EJ. There should be a man Antonelli day at Fenway. Yeah, AAA umpires are a lot less skilled. Well, I don't know if I want to say a lot less skilled than Major League umpires, but the game is also umpired differently. Like when I got to the big leagues, there were plenty of times where I would take a pitch and be like, "That's a strike," and the umpire would be like, "Ball," and I'd be like, "Whoa." Like, because they like they don't call like anything off the edges. I mean, sometimes they do, obviously, but in the minor leagues, the zone's bigger. Am I hiring for Antonelli Baseball? Apparently, Laura said no, so apparently we're not hiring. Best position other than pitcher for lefties? Well, you're going to be either first or in the outfield. We do not play. Bishop Fenwick does not play Marblehead High School now. What does a varsity baseball team need extra cash for? School provides field, transportation, equipment. Do you want to take them on the road for tournament? No, no, we're not going on the road for tournament. Every school provides a different amount of money, but like our they don't provide. And again, I don't know how every school works, but
Extra gear,
yeah, our we're looking to do a bunch of different things.
windscreens.
Laura's totally giving you all the answers, but we provide, so money goes towards our senior banquet. So we have like a senior, basically end of the season banquets, senior day, where we make posters and things like that. That's what money goes towards. Goes towards practice gear. Um, so it's a small private high school, so there's not many kids in it, all 500 something kids. But also field improvements. Yeah, fungo if I want a fungo. Uh-oh. Mia's crying. What do I expect the varsity high school pitcher to be? It really depends, on Laura just took off because my daughter was crying. She must have had a bad dream or something. Nope, she's coughing. Everybody's sick in this house. So like for our high school team, we have a bunch of different velocities. Like, so we have a pitcher, Anthony Marino, who has been up to 92 miles an hour, but he's been kind of sitting at practice lately, high 80s, but he'll get into the 90s when we get into games. Michael Geisler's been, last night at practice, or was it 2 nights ago? He was sitting 86. He'll be in the high 80s. But you get all, then and we've got pitchers all in the different, we got mid 80s, we got low 80s. We got some players in the 70s. So it really just depends. And every high school is so different. And every year is so different. I mean, we had years when I was coaching at St. John's Prep where we would have, tons of guys in the mid to high 80s. I mean, we had like 17 pitcher onlys one year. So been playing terrible. How do you deal with discouragement? Yeah, I played terrible a lot of my career. Really, really hard. Easy to say, hard to do. The only good thing about baseball, not that the only good thing about baseball, is that is you got to get good at being able to separate like at bats from at bats and games from games, and like not letting one at bat affect the next or one game affect the next, because there's so many baseball games and it's not exactly easy to do. But I think the players that are able to quickly put past at bats in the past are able to do better in the future. And the real good ones can put like, bad swings in the past, right? So you take a bad swing and you immediately can just put that in the rearview mirror and get ready for the next pitch. And really good pitchers can throw a really bad pitch and put that in the past and go and move right on to the next pitch. So, like a good saying is, I didn't make this up. A lot of people say it is, so what, next pitch? Like just move on to the next pitch. How you do that, there's a whole lot of ways, we could talk about it. I have a lot of videos on YouTube talking about that. So, I do also I think that a lot of people are kind of, you have to practice. Some people have to practice it more than others because everyone's wired differently. Like some people just don't give a crap. They can be a pitcher and throw the worst pitch in the world and not let it bother them at all. And the next pitch, they just boom right back on it. And then there's some players that throw a bad pitch and they're just devastated, and that's the end of it. They're done, right? So like everyone's wired a little different mentally, and so some are gonna have to work on it, work on having a process of how exactly do I get over that pitch or that bad swing or that, that error. Any concerns about Chris Sale? Well, I'm not a Red Sox fan anymore, so I don't really have concern. I mean, I don't want him to be hurt. I don't want any players to be hurt, but yeah, I don't think starting the year off injured is never a good way to start a season. I know for me, like I had a lot of injuries, but I tore my hamstring one year. I don't want to say tore; it wasn't a complete tear, but I missed a month or so because of it, and it never really felt great the rest of the season. Like certain injuries, getting hurt sometimes is like it kind of lingers there the whole season. So hopefully, and that's not every injury, but that happened to me a lot. What was it like in the big leagues? There's no better place in the big leagues if you're going to play baseball, you know? Best fields, best competition, best baseball, best atmosphere, um, best amenities, best hotels, best food, best everything. Nicest pro I ever met, Trevor Hoffman. I would say would be the nicest pro I ever met. He was uh, extremely nice. I'm not a Yankees fan, though. I'm not a fan of any team, actually. I'm just a baseball fan. I just watch baseball. Dodgers right now are loaded. When should you start lifting? That's a great question, and one that I'm not um, spoiled, pampered players. Yeah, like I don't, I don't know. It's easy. People are all, people will say like, "Oh, pro players are spoiled." I mean, I don't know. They're the best players in the world in an industry that's $1 billion industry. They get paid a ton of money. Are they spoiled? I mean, I don't know. And they played baseball their whole lives and dedicated. Most of them dedicated their entire lives to trying to get there, to be the best in the absolute world. It's like, I try to explain this to people. There's a lot of fields, I'm sure, that are like this in life, but how many people in the world play baseball? How many kids in the world play baseball and like want to play in the major leagues? What's the number? How many millions? It's in the millions. no doubt about it. How many millions? And then there's only a small amount of spots. So, like, you're competing with everyone in the world to get there. And you have to work every day for years and years and years and years and years and years to just try to get there for one day. And then it's so hard to stay there. So, like, and you have 50, 60,000 people coming to watch you every night. You have millions of people watching you on TV. Like, the game, it's not the players' fault they get paid millions of dollars. Like, that's what they like. So I just don't know. I don't like the whole like spoiled players thing. Like, I don't know. I played in the major leagues, and I wouldn't consider myself a spoiled player. Some people be like, well, guys making 30 million are spoiled. Why? They're the best players in the world. Literally, like, the best players in the world. Hey, Blake, what's going on? Who's the greatest pitcher you've ever hit off of? Well, Greg Maddux would be the most. He's in the Hall of Fame. So I guess, yeah, it would be Greg Maddux. Daniel Barber is one of the hardest pitchers I've ever had to face. He was like, he was really, really good, but he wasn't the greatest pitcher I ever faced, I guess. Excuse me. What's your opinion of playing year round? So, I mean, I played a lot of sports as a kid. I played every sport as a kid. And in high school, I played football and I played hockey. I played baseball, and so I I tell kids to do what you want to do. If you want to play every sport, play every sport. Um, but there's some kids that are like, I just want to play baseball. That's what I love. Then play baseball. It's like, um, I think where kids have to be careful. Kids have to be careful. What I noticed is that kids will, because now not only are kids playing year round, they're playing in games where they'll like, they won't, especially pitchers. Pitchers is the most dangerous thing probably, where they won't be ready to pitch in a game, right? Because it's like December, but they'll go and play for a team in December, and they'll throw like they'll pitch 7 innings in a game, and like they haven't built themselves up to pitch those 7 innings, and then they're not prepared to do that, and then at that point it's like, why? Like, this just doesn't make sense to me. Um, so that's where you have to be careful, I think. But just playing the game year round, like, if that's what you love to do, I'm not going to tell someone don't do it. Josh Donaldson, the Yankees. Favorite baseball movies? Oh man, there's so many favorite baseball movies. I separate my movies into like, um, I like a lot of comedies. So like, I love Major League, and I love um, movies from when I was a kid. So like Rookie of the Year, Sandlot, Little Big League, like those type of movies. I love those movies. But then you have, like your Field of Dreams and Natural, and those type of movies. And then, if you get Moneyball, which is a little bit more recent, Waterboy, yeah. So there's a ton of great baseball movies. A League of Their Own. I love A League of Their Own. I was watching A League of Their Own a few nights ago. I let Maddie watch it with me. His first time he ever watched it, and he was dying laughing. Yeah, hot ice. Heat up the ice cubes. It's the best of both worlds. A pl- I pitched in travel ball and in high school. Yeah, Drew Jones is pretty nasty. I've seen Drew Jones play in person. 61. Yeah, can't do a backflip. Yeah, I will be. Hey, when the show 22 comes out, I'm gonna be playing that a lot more, and maybe I will start taking some of you on if you want to play. Baseball Bat Bros. Yeah, I watched some of their stuff. It's good stuff. We've talked a little bit about doing something. I can't swing though. Like my wrist feels like it's gonna fall off every time I swing. I have met Jose Canseco. Yes, Jose Canseco actually threw out a first pitch in a game I played in, so I did get to say hello to him. Great signing, Freeman signing. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit. Great signing for the Dodgers. My son plays he plays football. He plays flag football. He plays basketball. He plays baseball. How does Laura like my beard? She would rather me not have a beard, but I need the shave. I just have it. Laura went upstairs to check on my daughter, though. I'm gonna put this in the chat again, everyone, since I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to. Whoops, where'd it go? If you would like to help support our baseball team, I'm gonna put in the chat right there. Trying to get to our goal of my personal goal of $2,000 right there. So if you click that link, it'll take you over. And then I'm gonna do a bunch of cool stuff this year. You guys should follow us throughout the year. It's my first year coaching high school baseball as a head coach, so I'm gonna try to document a lot of stuff. And I'm excited to. We'll probably be talking a lot about some of the things that I learned as a head coach that I've never had to deal with before. Mark, thank you so much for super chat. What do I look for in players as a coach? Well, it depends what I'm looking for. Am I scouting them or do I want them on my team? I mean, ultimately, I guess just players on my team, when I'm looking for kids to play, I want a player that's going to play hard, that wants to learn, um, is a good kid, is going to take coaching, is coachable. Those are some of the big things that I want. I probably look for that more than talent first. But yeah, obviously you have to have a level of talent. But for us, like for Antonelli Baseball, and again, it depends on what team you're looking for. If it's a young team, right, you're gonna have more time to develop them. You're gonna have years to develop them. If it's an older team, and they might come in and just play for a year. So, hey, 1-0 baseball. What's going on? Yeah, we might do a little high school vlogging this year. Red Dead Redemption. I haven't played that in a long time. I caught my son playing that though. He got in trouble. How often should you lift weights? Probably depends on the time of year. But I always like to my typical in season typically was at least twice a week, and then out of season was typically 4 times a week. Can I visit LA for a camp? Yeah, maybe we'll put a camp on. Excuse me, in LA one of these times. If we can get enough kids to come to camp, I'll come to LA. Best advice for a first-year high school coach. I am a first-year high school coach. I mean, I've been an assistant coach for like 6 years. Mar15. Farting is awesome and good for the body. Thank you for that advice. I appreciate that. Are you making the lineup for your team now? For high school team, I haven't seen them play yet. So we'll see on Monday. Tryouts are Monday, so I'm excited for that to see how we look. My thought as a first year high school coach is trying to not, honestly, trying to not be influenced by anyone else's opinion. Like people will try to tell me, parents and players and fans of the team and stuff, like who played last year and who played well and who played here and there and everything. And it's like I want to go into it. I think every year, my philosophy has always been every year is a fresh year, right? There are no starters. Like there's everyone should have to compete and earn a job. I think this is for anything, not just high school baseball, for any college, pros, everything. Like no one should just think like, oh, I was a starter last year, so I'm a starter again, or oh, I was a shortstop last year, so I'm a shortstop this year. So it's kind of the approach I take. Why did I decided to want to be a high school coach? So I've been doing coaching high school for the last 6 years or so. COVID kind of messed things up a little bit there. It fits well with what I do with Antonelli Baseball. A couple things. One, a lot of our players that play Antonelli Baseball play high school baseball. So like I coached at St. John's Prep. We have a lot of St. John's Prep players. Now I coach at Bishop Fenwick as the head coach, and we have a good amount of Bishop Fenwick players. So gives me the ability to coach a lot of our guys throughout the year. It works well with my schedule because I can coach Antonelli Baseball and high school at the same time. My first few years of running the program, I was a college coach, but that didn't work well because, it's hard for me to coach Antonelli Baseball when I'm coaching college. My first year I coached at Wake Forest in North Carolina. My second year I coached at Holy Cross in Worcester, but then there were rules where I couldn't be around the team if they were high school players because, it'd be recruiting violations. So the only level you can really coach other than travel ball, is high school. I can't coach pro ball because then I wouldn't be home to coach Antonelli Baseball. So that's the level that works for what I do. Hello, Chase. What's going on? Thanks for hanging out. What's my favorite thing about Boston? That's a great question. Boston, the actual city of Boston, or just being from like this area? I actually don't go into Boston a ton. I go into Boston if I'm going to watch the Red Sox, if I'm going to the doctors sometimes, if I'm going to watch the Celtics. I don't really go to Bruins games, or to eat. So I like all of those things about Boston. What do I like about this area in general? I do like multiple seasons. I like the weather, except for the winter. In the winter, I would love to have a home in Florida for the winter and then come back here for the spring and the summer and the fall because I like all those seasons. Mar15 or 15, thank you for the super chat. There's a school in Vermont called Landmark College. Hold on. I believe they have the worst college baseball team in America. I have no idea what you're talking about. But thank you for the super chat. I am from Boston, yes. Well, I'm from north of Boston. Who will play me in a movie? I don't know. Brad Pitt, maybe. Leonardo DiCaprio. If I had to pick one person to play me, it'd be Leonardo DiCaprio. He's probably my favorite actor. Denzel Washington, I like Denzel a lot too. I used to like Matthew McConaughey a lot. Leonardo DiCaprio. I wouldn't pick Matt Damon. Let's see. Do you think exit velocity is underrated? Um, do I think it's underrated? Well, Mark Wahlberg. I don't know. Tom Hanks. I love Tom Hanks. I don't know how it's rated. Listen, exit velocity is important. If you can't hit the ball hard, you can't play at a high level, right? Like, so, um, but there comes to a point, like, so, for example, in the major leagues, right? It's if you're a major league player, then it's not about how hard you can hit the ball, but how consistently you can hit the ball hard. So, if you can hit the ball 120 miles an hour as your max, velo, but your average is, 84 or, 78, doesn't really help you. So I would look at where you are consistently. Like you have to be able to be consistent with your exit velocity. But if you're talking about being able to play at a high level, right? Like you have to be able to hit the ball hard. You have to be able to hit the ball like, 100 plus miles an hour. If you can only hit the ball 72 miles an hour, you're never going to play at a high level. So, how much did it cost to open up your facility? It costs a lot of money. Um, so, it costs us basically $100,000 to set the whole place up, and that's not including rent or utilities or any of that stuff, right? That's just like to get the turf and the netting and the equipment, and batting nets or the hitting mats and the pitching mounds and the pitching machines and the baseballs and all that stuff. It's basically $100,000. Um, and then you've got to pay rent and you've got to pay a lot of other things. So costs a lot of money to set to to do it. It's a big investment. It's one of the reasons why it took us a long time. Like I've been saving money. Um, I've been saving money every year to save up for a facility. Like we've had a facility for. I mean, we've had a program. I started in 2000 in the fall of 2014, so it's a lot of years. Um, Hit tracks are expensive. I looked into hit tracks. It's $16,000 for hit tracks. So everything's expensive. I looked into a force plate. I was looking into force plates yesterday. And one of them was this crazy one was like $43,000. I was like, sorry, I don't have $43,000 sitting. I did not. No, I did not take out actually a loan for it. I saved. I've been saving up for this day. So 1 for 14 last 3 games. Not hitting the ball well. Timing and mental is your problem. Swing isn't. Um, Juan, you want to donate a TrackMan to us? How much does a TrackMan? How much will TrackMan run us? So I just did a video on this. I don't know if it went live yet. It might not have gone live yet. Keep an eye out for it. It's about no, it hasn't gone live yet. This will be a great video for it. It's about timing. And when people say timing's an issue, a lot of times it has something to do with your bat path or it has to do with your body, right? Thank you. You too. So it's like a lot of people think that timing is just like when I get started, which some of it is, right? I've got to get in rhythm with the pitcher. I've got to make sure that I get to my spot to launch my swing on time. Um, but there's more than just that's there's more to it than that. Um, how well do you control your body, right? So like when you get loaded and you start to make your stride, right? Can you stay loaded? Do you get forward? Do you shift forward too early? Can you control your body? Can you stay in good posture? Like that stuff that stuff affects your timing. Your bat path affects your timing a ton. If you have a poor path where your bat's not in the hitting zone, your timing is going to be terrible. You're going to be super inconsistent, right? Like if the ball's coming at you like this and your swing is going this way, like this, well, of course, your timing is going to be bad. You have to be almost perfect. I would say it's hard. It's almost impossible to be perfect. You can't be consistently perfect, right? It's like your barrel needs to give you a chance to intersect the ball, and so your barrel's got to be working through the hitting zone, right? Through the hitting zone. If it's working this way, your timing's going to be bad. If it's working this way, your timing's going to be bad. If it's working this way too much, your timing's going to be bad. So sometimes it's the swing that's the issue, but people think they're not hitting it right, so it must be timing. Timing usually is the thing most people go to. I just talked to we had a hitting clinic. I talked to our players a lot about this, and I said, right, so like here's an example. You just wrote Gwynn was close to perfect, right? So some people might say like, oh, Tony Gwynn had the best timing, right? He has such good timing, like he just had this innate ability to be on time, you know. Or did he have a great swing that allowed him to be on time more consistently, right? His swing helped him be on time. So I had this talk with all of our players, and I said, if you timing is the thing everybody goes to. I'll hear it 4,000 times over the next few weeks. Oh, I got to get my timing down. Got to get my timing. Got to get my timing. My timing. My timing. My timing. My timing. Everyone's on timing. If players aren't hitting bad, the first thing they usually go to is my timing's bad. Right? And it's like, and a lot of guys think like, oh, my timing will improve if I just, especially this time of year, my timing will improve if I just see more pitches. Which sometimes, yeah, early in the year you got to see pitches. But like players will say, I got to get my timing down, and then a week later it's like, I got to get my timing down. And then a month later it's like, oh, I just got to get my timing down. And then 3 months later it's like, I just got to get my timing down. I'm like, dude, like, when are we gonna get it down? Like, do you think it's just magically gonna happen? How many balls do you need to see? You need to see 4,000 pitches before you get your timing down. Clearly, it has nothing to do with seeing more pitches. So, right? Am I getting started on time to get in that good aim position? Am I controlling my body? Is my bat path allowing me to be on time? How do I hit my lower body, not just my upper body? That again, that's probably a long. That's probably a long answer. Sorry, it sounds like you asked that question 4,000 times. I wasn't looking at the. I wasn't looking at the chat there. Yeah, hit the old thumbs up, please. That away, J Tiger. Everyone, give the video a thumbs up. So, I'd have to see your swing, honestly, but would I ever write a book? I don't know. I mean, I have courses and I have tons of videos. I just haven't put it in the written word yet. Have not gotten our occupancy permit yet. No, we're being held up right now by basically the building. Something has to be done with the building, the interior of the building, not by me. I don't have to do anything. I'm just waiting at this point. How do I deal with competition for reps? I'm not sure if I understand the question correctly, but you're saying if you're not getting a lot of reps because someone else is. Then you got to find a way to get more reps before practice, before games, after games, before practice, after practice. Do I like the idea of cranking the machine up? So yeah, I think I think cranking the machine up can help. Um, I think there's a time for that. I think when you're practicing, right, there's all different things that you can practice on. So you can practice where it's really low difficulty, where you're working on maybe your swing, right? You're focusing on certain aspect of your swing you're trying to improve. You can crank the machine up, make it more difficult to make it more game-like. I think you got to be careful about how much, um, like, what's the objective or goal of the environment you're trying to create, right? So, like, if you're trying to make a game-like environment, you also don't want to make it so hard where the player gets completely just frustrated, right? So if they're successful 1 in 10 swings, right, they're like at a 10% success rate, that might not be the best, most optimal success to failure ratio there for improvement. So I think there's a time to challenge players, but you also don't want to just, you don't want to crush them. You don't make it so difficult that they have no chance. Um, so yeah, to slow it down, like, there can be some of that, right? Maybe you say, hey, we're facing a guy throwing really hard, way harder than we think. So he throws 94. So let's put the machine on 104. So 94, that's, I think that can work. Yeah, you can do that. I just be careful doing that all the time and just, and just crushing everybody on your team. EJ, thank you for super chat. Without getting political, do you like the Guardians name? Good luck this season with your team. Thank you. The Guardians, I don't like it. I don't dislike it. I don't have any opinion on it. Honestly, I know people from Cleveland. I've heard, I've people talk about it, but um, the Cleveland Guardians, yeah, it's whatever. I wouldn't be like, yeah, I love that name. All right, everyone. Well, thoughts on Brady returning? I knew Brady was retiring. I told Laura the second. Laura's the one that showed me. I was, oh, Tom Brady retired. I said, no, he didn't. She said, yeah, he did. He just posted this. I'm like, he's coming back. Don't worry. Creative Baltimore. Is that true? Um, I just didn't believe he was retired because I don't know. I just put myself in his shoes and I said, if I'm still one of the best in the world at something, how could I ever walk away? Especially someone that is clearly an absolute madman and is clearly obsessed with football and winning and competing. I don't know how any man has ever, like, I don't know how you can do what he done for so long. Like, I just, like, mentally, I don't even know. How do you bring what he brings every single day for that many years? I don't understand how it's physically possible, but he does it. And I just said, how can you just all of a sudden just it still looks like you're almost at the top of your game, just walk away. So I didn't think he was ever leaving. I thought personally the whole idea was he wanted to just get out of Tampa and he was going to retire until they traded him. But as a parent, what would you look for in a travel program? I think it depends on the age of the player, but I guess in general, what would I look for? I look for a program that I think most players are going to play travel baseball because they want to improve their game. I think would be. I mean, I played travel baseball. I wanted to improve, so I would look for a program that is about developing players the right way. It's about practice, teaching players how to play the game the right way. Um, so I think I would probably start there with the coaching and with the development aspect of it. I know that's what I got a ton out of travel ball for. So there's a lot of stuff that I guess we could talk forever about it, but that would be like my my first thing. But that actually like cares about the players and developing the players. Does roster size matter much? In travel ball, you're saying? Um, yeah, roster size matters. I mean, if there's 40 kids on the team, you're never gonna really play. Well, I mean, you might, but chances are not great. But you also don't want to play on a team that doesn't have enough players. So part of the development part of it is like playing for a program that wants to develop players. Playing is part of developing, right? Like you have to practice, you also have to play. And so you don't want to play with there's certain programs that, will take 400 kids and they'll just bury you on the bench and you never play. Well, you're never going to develop. So find a program that actually cares about the kids. Like we're never going to have so many kids on a team that players are going to rot away on a bench, you know. At the same time, we do not say that every player plays the same amount of time because that's not real life either. So bye, Blake. Um, Bye, Blake. So, you know, and we try to do the same thing. Like, I'm trying to like balance it where, like, you want players to have to compete to play, and like, you don't want to just like hand things to players. I don't think because if they're playing in a competitive program, right? Like our players, all of our players, pretty much all of them go on to play college baseball, right? So, and again, this is all age. It changes a little bit by age, but in general, um, like we want the players to want to work hard to try to earn spots, right? You don't want a player. I don't think you just want to be like everyone plays the same, and it doesn't matter what you do, and it doesn't matter how you act, and it doesn't matter how you practice. You're all gonna play, and it doesn't matter. Like to me, like that's not right either. So it's we're trying to like kind of you got to find a right balance for that, where players have to earn it, but also you're not just gonna play the same 9 kids and bury the other kids because then they're not gonna develop. And I never like when certain players too, they're like they want to like be get. I actually just had this conversation. Um, you know, talking to players, a couple players, and they were talking about like being promised things by coaches, like promising, like what, promising you a starting position. Like I've never promised anyone a starting position. Um, I just wouldn't promise someone to start it. Like not promising anyone anything. Like we promise that I will work as hard as I possibly can to help you become the best player possible. I'm not going to promise you I'm hitting you third. I'm not promising you that I'm going to play at shortstop every game. Like, and if you go someplace because someone promised you that, I think that's silly. Like, I don't want to be promised anything as a player. Like when I went to a team, like when I went to college, I didn't say like, do you promise to play me, to start me as a freshman? Do you promise to play me at shortstop? No. I was like, I figured out how many players they're recruiting, and I said, I don't want anything promised to me. I'm going to go earn my spot. I'm going to go kick everyone's you know what. That's how I'm going to play. I don't want to be promised nothing. If I stink, then don't play me. So I understand that's college, like right. So every level is different. 10-year-old baseball might not be the same way, but I don't want any promises. Mar 15, thank you. Do you ever hand out participation trophies? We don't hand out. We don't personally give out participation trophies. Um, any plans if I meet Reggie Jackson again? I probably won't ever meet him again, but no, I don't have any plans. Anyways, wow, I don't know what time it is. What time is it? It's 11:15, guys. Wow, just realized that. Um, anyways, I gotta go to bed. I need sleep. Because, yeah, I am rocking the show hat. I'm going to get a bunch of new stuff. The game should be coming soon. I always I always get it early, and San Diego studio always hooks me up, sends me the game and a bunch of gear and stuff. So I should have that coming soon. But yeah, I got to get to sleep because I need to get healthy, and I need to get back to baseball, and so I need to get to bed. But anyways, again, I'm gonna put this here one more time for all you Bishop Fenwick fans. Thanks for watching, everyone, and thank you for super chatting. And if you would like to support our high school baseball program, I'm going to put this right here. Trying to get to the big $2,000. That's what I'm trying to get to. So I'll put it in the comment section there, and I'll put it in the description below. If you guys can help me get there, that would be awesome. And we'll let you guys follow this season. Tryouts are on Monday, so I know our players are excited, and I'm excited to see everyone play because I still haven't seen all of our guys play. It's my first year coaching, but only a couple days away. Got to get some practice plans. Got the trial plan. Had that going today. Get some practice plans going. Can you donate through Zelle? I'm not sure actually. I don't know how. If you click on that link, I'm not sure exactly how they accept payment, but. If you want to donate to the program through Zelle, I guess we could figure it out. Shoot me an email, matt@antonellibaseball.com. We'll figure it out. But yeah, it should be an exciting high school season. I can't wait. An assistant. We have a good amount of assistants this year, but yeah, sure thing, Donald. We can always use an assistant. Anyways, everyone, have a great night. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna go take some NyQuil. I'm gonna go to bed and hopefully get some good sleep tonight. So we'll see everyone later. Thanks again.